that Rotary is filling right now is for our youth. And we have a program for youth called Interact. And I am so fortunate to be able to be a part of that program. And our kids have talked about going on service trips. And would that be an option for your program in a non-COVID world, of course, to have a group of teenagers, 16 to 18, come down and serve?
The answer is definitely yes. We regularly take medical students, but we take younger students as well, 16 and 14-year-olds. When they come at that age, they have to come proctored by either their teacher or by their one parent. And we usually have them involved in the orphanage assistance. In a couple of locations, they won't allow them in the ICU, although I sometimes ignore that demand and let them come in, because after all, television is showing operations all the time. And so they should be given a chance. So I'm very positive about that. When you talk about large numbers, that is technically more challenging, but we have done that. What we've done is, in fact, get the orphanage assistance group and the rural clinic group, the sort of things that I know Susie has done overseas. We get them to assign themselves to or align themselves with a group going to help an orphanage program. And we did that at 14,000 feet, can you believe it, in southern Peru at the Colca Canyon, which happens to be the deepest canyon on Earth.
Oh, great. Okay, thank you. That's good information.
Wouldn't that be great?
I'll recruit you as a counselor, Chris.
Huh?
I'll recruit you as a counselor.
I would love to go, but I don't like to fly.
Yeah, well, there's that.
Any other questions? Well, I want to thank everyone who has helped with loading in of the hospital boxes. It's a lot of fun. It's a great way to work alongside your fellow Rotarians and some Interact kids and some recruits that maybe not be Rotarians, but just friends of. And it's amazing how fast that Ted and John get the process organized with Dr. Aubyn's attention to detail. This one gets written, this one doesn't, for tracking the boxes. And we get it all done in about 2 hours on a Saturday morning. So, I mean, it's just amazing how organized you guys are. And it's so good to see the rest of the story, Dr. Aubyn, that what happens and how much of a difference we're making, because sometimes it's easy to lose sight of it. I want to throw out a special thanks to Susan Fanner, who spends a lot of pre-load in time separating these boxes of stuff. Without her, it would be a box of stuff. And she knows what is respiratory and what maybe goes here or there, so that it's somewhat organized when it gets over on the other end, because boxes of stuff is not what they need. They need medical supplies organized in such a fashion that they can use them. Right, Dr. Marath?
Yes, that's correct. And yes, it's been a wonderful support to me. And it's become quite an efficient operation, so we're very grateful. You asked, when I last attended a meeting, Susie was the president at the time, and she had to give a joke at the end. So I want to share with you, although sometimes we trivialize the work we do as thinking, well, it's only a small part, it's actually a vital link. And when I talked to the people in Nigeria about the work we do, they said, who does all this work? And I said, people who have great significance to me, and they do this work entirely on their own. He said, well, talking about significance, he says, we have an African proverb. If ever you doubt the significance of yourself in this life, try sleeping in a closed room with a mosquito.
I saw Ted had his hand up, and then I see John has his hand up, and these guys are organizers. So we owe them both a debt of gratitude and a little attention while they chat. Ted.
Well, I just wanted to reply to Zoe, but also to anybody else. The project on the 4th of December, the morning is going to be from 9 to 11, and the afternoon shift is going to be from about 1 to 3. And the morning shift is at the Cleveland warehouse over on North Cleveland. I think it's 145 North Cleveland in the Treenson neighborhood in West Eugene. And the afternoon project is over on the International Way warehouse over in the Gateway area of Springfield. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you say those times again?
Yeah, the
9 to
AM
11.
shift is 9 to 11 and
Yeah.
the PM shift is from 1 to 3.
1 to 3.
And I'm sure they'll be in the spinoff, so there will be note. And if I can help you guys send out a P-mail to everyone to remind them and sign up, I'm glad to do that. John, you had your hand up.
Yes, I wanted to say that Dr. Emily Jr., a acquaintance of Glenn, helps us on every Tuesday morning, and Catherine Thomas, an acquaintance with Susan and I, helped us. So we have about a 5-person crew, and they spend about an hour and a half sorting donations from the annex at Sacred Heart. Thank you.
I'll tell Emily.
All right, any other parting words of wisdom?
It's not wisdom, but I just want to remind you, Chris, but the first time I met you was loading boxes or putting the boxes on the conveyor belt there on Cleveland.
That was the second project I got involved in. The first one was Meals on Wheels.
Yeah.
And the second one was loading boxes. And I thought, well, geez, this is cheaper than going to a gym.
We worked hard.
It's really rewarding,
Yeah.
you know. And then when you see Dr. Marath in the rest of the story, the big picture of what we do, it makes such a difference of all of our little pieces of participation, small though they may seem at the time, make a big difference on the other end. And that's what Rotary is all about. I'm going to cry.
Thank you,
thanks all
Dr.
for-
Aubyn.
Yeah,
Thank
great
you so much.
program.
Yeah.
And I'm going to adjourn the meeting, but stay in chat if you like. And we'll see you tomorrow night at trivia.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Same with you.
Sorry, Grace, I ran out of time for